So my name is Sylvana. I feel wonderful. I'm very happy. I feel calm. I feel whole. I just feel great. I just turned 26. I live in Dublin. I've been living in Dublin now for the past maybe 5 years. And I'm from France, I'm from Paris, that's my hometown, that's where my family is. I don't have any relatives here, I live on my own by myself. It's always been in my family to travel. My own parents actually are not French themselves. They come from Serbia and they moved in the 90s to France for a better life, because back then the situation was a bit complicated geopolitically. It was a very tough time, so they decided to move. And then I was born in Paris. That's where I was raised, and it was always in me to travel. When I landed here, I was really amazed by how wonderful Irish people are and how kind they are, and just the way of life here is just so positive. And Paris can be, I know everyone loves it, but from a Parisian perspective, it can be a bit too much, a bit overwhelming. You don't really take the time to just relax and enjoy the day like the way here people would, under normal circumstances, go to the pub and really have a good time. And you see, all that beautiful mindset really was something that appealed to me straight away. And I just fell in love. I suppose that's why I'm still here. If I'm still happy, I'm going to stay, you know, and I absolutely am. And that's how I ended up, I suppose, starting Jewels and Gems here. Jewels and Gems is my business. Jewels and Gems is started as a little retail shop in Dublin city centre. That is still all about gemstone jewellery, crystals. And it's all about that mindset that's really focused on holistic health, holistic mindset, and really that holistic wellness. A lot of our customers would also really feel a connection with Jewels and Gems, because all our jewelry is based around crystals and gemstones that would have specific meanings, properties associated with them, and that hopefully can help you bring a little bit of happiness and positivity in your life. You know, COVID has been very difficult. We have been trying to go different ways. For example, I do crystal readings for a lot of my regular clients, and it's a beautiful way to still keep that wonderful human connection that is just like I do feel I need it sometimes, especially considering I've been used to being in a retail shop for so long. Like I would talk to hundreds of people a day, and now I still need that.
Why is it important to you?
Well, it's just that, you know, it's very hard to be behind a screen all the time. I just feel that being able to actually talk to people is just so wonderful. It's just so important. You'd have people coming in. Like I have so many regular customers that would share their life stories with me. And sometimes it could end up in like with a little bit of tears, because it can be a lot emotionally for them, which I can totally get, definitely. But by sharing this with me, you know, you create a connection, you know, I end up helping them. You just create a bond. For me, it's just so much stronger than anything else. And just as you used to do, Megan, you'd come in when you have a little bit of a, you know, difficult day, you feel a bit down, you just go in to get a little bit of a boost, and, you know, it just brightens your day, and just that fills me with joy. And, you know, every day it just gave me the motivation to come in every day. I just feel that for me, getting rid of the negative and really focusing only on the positive, and the idea of really bringing and trying to bring, hopefully, as much kindness and empathy to people and myself as well, as much as I can. I really try to remind myself of that. Ditch the negativity, focus on the positive. I don't think I've ever been like this all my life. You know, as we said earlier, it's all a gradual process. So definitely there was a period where, you know, I was definitely a bit more stressed, you know, a bit more anxious. You know, we all have those moments. You know, it's just impossible not to have them. The key is just that I've learned through so many things, so much, that it's important to face those demons in order to grow and move on. It's as simple as that.
And what do you think has shaped the person that you are today?
Several things, definitely several things. Definitely my routine, which was definitely, you know, doing that ritual. I like the word ritual because it's just like that idea that you're going to stick to it consistently and it's good for you. Mm-hmm. So really, you know, waking up early, doing my little, you know, session of, you know, meditation, yoga, exercise. Then I have my time for work, obviously. Just focusing on those rituals to create standards. Standards is a very important word for me. I feel that people like I used to be focused so much on the future, on, you know, what is it going to be in 5 years, in 10 years. But I just, through all this life experience, I just understood that it's the wrong way to look at things. The best thing you can do for yourself and for your future without actually thinking about it is just by focusing on the day-to-day, being more present. And by doing all these little rituals every day, for example, that can translate into, which I do, every day I try to have a mindful lunch for an hour, where I just try not to look at my phone and I just focus on having my beautiful, wholesome meal. I'm going to do some yoga, I'm going to do a little bit of a gratitude moment where again I'm going to remind myself what really went well today. Just focusing on that, enjoying that moment, it just helps you to feel that you had a good day. Yeah. And it raises your standards, and by having that daily standard, it can only be positive, you know.
Why is gratitude important to you?
We're so focused on what we don't have, it's important to remind ourselves of what we already have. Like gratitude, meditation, exercising, for me, they all tie in so much together. Like mental health is just crucial. You cannot function without it. And just by reminding yourself of these things that really actually matter more than you even realize is the key to everything. Mm-hmm. It's as simple as that, you know. Like I also happen to suffer from eczema, and I suffer from it like every day on a day-to-day basis. You know, even that in itself, most people would be thinking, you know, like, oh God, that must be so hard. But actually, I don't think about it anymore as being a hardship. I think about it more as something I'm grateful for, because it's something that taught me how to take better care of myself. Because by learning what you're dealing with and facing it, facing your demons, that's how you're going to learn how to grow from it. Yes.
What's your why?
My why would be freedom and independence. My mom had to leave Serbia in the 1990s because back then there was a civil war in the area she was living in. And because of that, back at the time she met her boyfriend, which was my father. And what happened is that she had to go with him to fly to France to escape from the war. Back then that was and seemed the best solution that they had. Unfortunately, you know, she thought it was going to be, I suppose, a new beginning, but not so much, because she ended up like being stuck in what was unfortunately a toxic relationship with my father, which is just not a nice person. It's not a nice man. I don't feel like there's ever been a connection between the two of us as a daughter, father. No, nothing like that. And unfortunately, by going there and having to experience that on top of it, it just really felt like she was in a cage. It was very tough, very hard. And, you know, from a very young age, witnessing all that and having to see these things, so it was very, very difficult. But that just reminds me on a day-to-day basis that, you know, back then, she didn't had nothing. It's just, you just learn from all these things. And it just taught me that I don't want to allow this to be a negative or something that would draw me back, you know. I really felt like I wanted to make, I had to face my demons, and I did with all this. But it's by doing that I managed to heal, I suppose, and just grow from it. And every day I just remind myself that being independent will be the best thing I can do for myself, you know. And by being independent, I will be free. And for me, that would be my why.